Hey howdy, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am really freaking pumped about today's video because I'm going to talk about online courses. I have been creating and selling and launching and doing the things with online courses for like 6 years at this point. And my first online course I ever launched failed miserably. And then my second one actually made some money. And throughout the years, I've really kind of honed some skills on what you really need in place to make sure that you're having a successful course launch and or you create a successful course. So whether you want to make 6 figures from your course launch, if you want to make 1 sale, if you want to make 45 sales, like whatever your goals are when you're looking at creating an online course, I have 4 things today that I think are like little tiny secrets that are going to help you create a course and market a course and sell a course that's going to make you good money and serve your audience. Also, I just realized as I was filming that is my kid's shirt that he slept in last night. That seems to be a great place for it. You know? Okay, we're gonna start off with probably like the biggest secret and the biggest tip I can give you. The one that is going to make the most difference, and that is to really understand and know your customer and the journey they are on. So a lot of people wanna create a course and they have like a general course idea, but they don't think about the journey that the customer is on during that course, but also before they're ready to buy the course. And if you don't know where your customer is, you can't meet them where they are on things like the sales page or the webinar or the challenge you do to launch the course. And you've got to be able to meet them where they are to get them to see that this course is for them. So if I'm talking about YouTube and I am trying to launch my YouTube Rockstars course and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a launch for this. The webinar is literally how to turn YouTube into a lead generating sales machine, which is generally one of my topics for the webinar to promote my YouTube course. I have to bust through objections before they're even ready to sign up for the webinar. So I have to know where they are. Where are they right now? They want to be on YouTube maybe, but they think it might be too much work. Or they have started YouTube and they've dropped off, or they don't really understand how it would benefit their business. So my job before I even launch the webinar is to understand where they are before they're even going to want to sign up for this webinar. And then during the webinar, I also have to understand the customer journey. They signed up for the webinar being in one place, but they need to end the webinar being in another to be ready to buy my thing. Then during the course, they have a customer journey. They're going to start the course in one place, but they're going to end it in a completely different place, and I need to make sure that I'm the guide that helps them do all of this. So understanding your customer journey is one of the marketing keys of anything. Like it's one of the keys to like selling and marketing anything, but especially with an online course, because you can create content that busts through objections, you can create webinars that convert, you can write the copy on a sales page. Like really understanding that customer journey is so key. Big secret number 2 is to start priming your audience and start building towards the launch long before the launch. All right, so a lot of people with online courses especially will be like, okay, I'm gonna launch an online course, and they spend so much time obviously creating the course and doing the things that need to be done. And then they have like a launch period where maybe like 2 or 3 weeks before the launch, they're starting to shift their content. But your people need way more time than 2 or 3 weeks before your launch to get ready to purchase. Every time I walk through here, the floor squeaks. But my point here is that you really need to start creating content way before you launch an online course, way before you launch anything, to start priming people who may want it but don't know yet, or do want it but really need to make some decisions, and start priming them in the direction you want them to go with your free content that you're putting out on the internet, like way before. When I first started creating online courses, I would literally come up with the idea for the course, create the course, and launch it in like a 2 or 3 week period. And it really like kind of baptized me by fire, you know, but it was definitely not ideal. And now that I know more, and now that I've done a million course launches and I've had good ones and I've had bad ones, I now know that the real key to being super successful, to really making sales, is priming those people way before you're actually going to start asking them for like an action. if you will. Y'all, I normally clean up my house if I'm gonna walk around like this, and I did not. You're welcome. This next thing is where I see so many people making a huge mistake. Your course should have a tangible promise and outcome for the students. It needs to solve a specific problem. It's not just learn Instagram, it's how to grow on Instagram so you can get brand deals, or how to get more comfortable with reels, or how to film 20 reels in a day, or like whatever the scenario is. It's not just how to grow on Instagram, because that doesn't meet the customer where they are and give them like a tangible thing to reach out and like touch as a promise for taking your course. And I see this problem so very much with people who teach courses around like mindset or motivation or productivity that are a bit more not tangible anyway, that are a bit more like, you know, fluffy, if you will. And I love mindset, motivation, and productivity. So don't think I just mean they're fluffy in general, but you get what I'm saying. Is it'll just be like, improve your mindset, or 10 days to more productivity, or like whatever the scenario is. That is not giving the people a tangible outcome. We have to give them a tangible outcome. So in those scenarios, it might be use Google Calendar to time block your day so you save time, or beat imposter syndrome so you can stop getting in your own way. Those things are much more tangible. Those things are much more like physical. So you have to find a way to give your course a tangible result. Okay, so if you've made it this far in the video and you are someone who has been eyeballing creating your own online course, or you have created your own online course, I'd love for you to comment below with the words, "My next launch will rock." That's right, my next launch will rock, because even if you're not launching an online course, these tips are really, really applicable regardless of what you're launching. Like, it could be a service, it could be a digital product, it could be a course, but these things are gonna work for anybody. So my next launch will rock down below in the comments. Okay, so this next little tip is one that it took me a very long time to learn. So I'm literally shortcutting your way there, okay? This is our last tip, but this one took me so long to understand, or really like slow down enough to care about. And that is to constantly be improving your course. Don't just create it one time, set it and forget it. Y'all, I did this. Actually, I not only did this, but it was one of the things that I did with nearly every course I created. I would create it and I would like put it out into the world, and then I wouldn't update it ever, sometimes, or for years sometimes. And even if the information doesn't change, there's still so much that you need to learn from running your online course, from your students, from maybe taking online courses yourself, that can make your course better every single time you reiterate it. So constantly being in a place where you can update, or you want to update, or you want to keep things fresh, or you want to refilm videos, or you want to add new information, is a great place to be, because that course is just going to get more and more valuable every single time you do it. In mid-2020, I had planned to completely revamp my YouTube Rockstars course. Like, that was on the books, like we're gonna do it. But the world happened, and I had some personal things that happened in that time period. And I literally did not have the time or the energy or really anything to go through and update this. So what I did was updated what I thought needed to be updated, and then, you know, maybe added some like amendments to modules or whatever. And that's how I left it. But y'all, I created YouTube Rockstars in like early 2018. I look like a completely different person. I've gained weight since then. My hair's longer. I'm 4 years older. Like, I look like a completely different person. And so I didn't refilm any of the welcome videos, nothing. And then in early 2021, we had someone purchase the course, and she reached out and she was like, listen, the information's okay, but having paid this much for a course, I would expect for it to always be up to date. And like the welcome video, Jessica looks like she's 12. And I really did. Like, everything was different, right? And at first I was kind of annoyed, because I was like, it's the welcome video. What does it flippin' matter? Like, you can just go through the modules. And she could have, and she did, I think, but that wasn't really the point she was trying to make, and I did understand where she was coming from. Your students aren't going to want to spend money with you thinking that they're buying something that you don't care to take the time to like update or keep current. So you always want to be like on the lookout for ways to keep current and to keep improving that course, that launch, that sales page, that webinar, like all the things that go along with it. All right, so that is it for this video. Hopefully those 4 secrets to creating an online course that is gonna make you good money and help your people will help get you pointed in the right direction. Now, if you're like, Jessica, how do I actually create the course, blah, blah, blah. I do have a few videos on my channel. They're a little bit older, but they're still relevant. So I'll link them below in the description. And until next time, bye y'all.